Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Petovich getting ready for the weekend. Hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day. We're keeping an eye on one more chance of rain going into the weekend, and we're going to kind of be surrounded by the risk of severe storms, but we're probably not going to see a lot, at least in the western Carolinas. Now, you wake up this morning, you see this line of storms, and you go, oh my goodness, look at this thing heading right towards us, and look at all that lightning. In fact, let me turn that lightning off real quick, because that is a lot of lightning, so we're going to turn that off to kind of give you a better view of what's going on there, because that lightning is intense. You can see all the cloud to ground lightning there. I actually have too much of it turned on now, so let's turn some of that off. We'll turn that off and we'll leave that lightning off as well. But you can see that line. So right away you think, uh-oh, here it comes. Well, let's look at the day one severe weather outlook. You could see the low risk does come into the Midlands of South Carolina, but doesn't really make it to most of North Carolina. Then tomorrow, which we call day two, you could see the risk then goes towards the coast. So it's basically, we're tracking this line pushing towards the east. So it'll weaken later tonight, and then during the day tomorrow probably re-strengthen as it pushes to the east. But it might skip over the western Carolinas, not because of the mountains in this case, because a lot of people always blame the mountains. It's just the timing. By the time this gets here, it's going to be cool, and by the time it gets here, it'll start warming back up. And that's what drives most of our severe weather this time of year. It's not just the wind shear and the crazy upper level energy. It's the low level heat and moisture. That's why I always say, if you want to get big time storms, you combine the wintertime wind energy and jet stream with springtime heat and humidity. And that's when you tend to see some big time storms. And speaking of that heat and humidity, let me quickly show you just how warm it is out there right now, because we're starting to see temperatures perk up. Basically, we're getting into the 60s already in many locations of South Carolina and North Carolina, and we're well on our way into the 70s today. If I quickly look at the dew points, we'll pop those up here. You can see dew points are generally in the 50s. About 55 and above is what you need minimum for a thunderstorm, but you start seeing some lower dew points in the 60s down here. That's a sign of what could be heading our way later tonight to help feed some of those storms to the east. So let's look at the future cast of what's going to happen. All right, so let's take a look at what's going to happen with this line. This is our future cast. We'll show you as it goes into motion. It starts pushing into the mountains later this evening, and it starts falling apart a little bit. So when we're going to see rain, notice the time up here. This is about 4:30, 5 o'clock this evening. We're likely going to have some rain, but the heavier storms will be to the south, down in parts of South Carolina. We'll go through time. You can see by 7 o'clock, the line pushes east. And then overnight, we could see additional showers develop. So if you're thinking about your weekend plans, you might wake up to some rain tomorrow, and I'll show you why. Here comes the front right there. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll go to about, I'm going to stop this at 8:30 in the morning. So you kind of see the cold front taking shape here, right here. Notice the time up here. The time is around 8:33 in the morning, so it's pretty cool. The sun has been up, but it's not warmed up yet. As this line pushes east, then we start to see some storms develop, and this is why you're probably going to see some stronger storms in eastern North Carolina and the low country of South Carolina, because we'll have a chance for warm, humid air to surge up here ahead of that front. But notice back towards the west, basically from I-95 west, once we get into the afternoon, conditions will improve. So your Saturday should be fine. I think we'll be well into the 70s. And then you see the line kind of pushing off to the east, and as it continues to exit to the east, we're going to see sunny skies develop and a little bit of northwest flow snow. That might be a little bit of snow in the higher elevations, but it looks like mainly rain. But let me flip over to what I'm going to do real quickly is flip over to our precipitation type here, and we'll see if that's going to be just snow or a little bit of rain. So we'll run back through this. There's the line, moves through this evening. So rain this evening, dinner plans, Friday night, make sure you have cover. You're not going to want to be caught out in the rain. Tomorrow morning, might wake up to some rain. So if you have weekend sports activities, soccer, softball, anything outside, you might wake up to some clouds and showers. Don't freak out. It's going to move out quickly. It's afternoon game. As long as the field's dry, we should be able to get that mess out of here. And then we're going to see some moisture on the backside. Again, a lot of this looks like rain heading towards the mountains. The air is just not that cold on the backside of this system, but we are going to see some of that moisture head towards the mountains, especially as we go into Saturday night. So there might be some additional showers in the mountains, but for the most part, I expect most areas will be sunny for your Saturday and Sunday. The big story is going to be the rain this evening and then strong storms to the east. Of course, if anything changes, I will post updates, but the weekend right now is looking pretty good. As we go through time, I'll show you real quickly that northwest flow rain. There's a little bit, you see a little pink in there? That's because it might be cold enough at the highest elevations for a little wintry weather, but that is primarily going to be rain. So even in the mountains, I don't expect that to be a ton of winter precipitation. You see, maybe going into early Sunday morning, there might be enough cold air for that to mix in. But during the day on Saturday, that's going to be rain. Probably Saturday night, Sunday, we could see a little bit of a mix. Have a great Friday. Be ready for rain this evening. Don't let the sunny weather out there today fool you. And don't let the rainy weather tomorrow fool you, because the days will be flipped. Rain this evening, rain tomorrow morning, but then sun in the afternoon.